This is Excel Simulation 1. So you can see there's going to be 17 things for you to do. There is not a lot of typing like there was in the Microsoft Word, so that should be much easier for you. You can see how similar it is with the font size, and it's very similar to the Word's home, except that Word didn't have conditional formatting as a table, cell styles, and things of that nature. You're going to get very familiar with AutoSum, which has a multitude of things here, sum, average, min-max, and things of that nature. So, let me start here. It tells it in cell 1, type the worksheet ProFit Marietta. So we're typing ProFit Marietta. Now, when I hit the Enter key, it's either going to go down, up, left, or right. So I will show you how to do that when we're not in the simulation. Now notice how it went over column A and B. The reason why it did that is because there's nothing in B. If there was something in B, it would only extend in here. So I will show you exactly how that works when we go back into Excel. So in cell A2, which is here, we're going to type in second quarter cardio sales and hit the Enter key. And the name box, now this is what I was saying before, we want to go to A4. Now I can just click here, but I can type in A4 in the name box and it puts me there. I'm going to type in exercise bikes and hit Enter. In cell A5, notice I'm in A5. I'm going to just click in D5 and hope it's not going to give me an illegal move, which it didn't. Notice that it changed to D5 up here. So let's go back to A5. We're going to type in E, and it's going to actually attempt to fill in exercise bike. It'll think that you're going to type the same thing. So as soon as I type in the E, you can see exercise bikes, but you can see the X, starting with the X and bikes, is selected or highlighted, whatever choice you're in here. And as soon as I start typing, that will disappear. And hopefully I can spell elliptical right, which I do not believe I did. So I'm going to just click my mouse up here and put in an I. There's many different ways to edit. So it filled in the rest for you. Alright, so in B3, which is 1, 2, 3, we're going to type in April. And I'm not going to hit the Enter key. I'm just going to hit, this is technically the Enter key on the formula bar. It will keep it in the same cell. It's the same thing as hitting Enter, but just not moving it there. And then with B cell active, we're going to drag to D3. So this is April. And I may not have it right because it's not showing anything. So let's see what happened. Well, it did. Okay. Normally, it will show you as you're dragging. So we're going to point to the vertical line between column A and B, display the resize pointer, and we're going to drag it to approximately 120 pixels. Now, it's a little bit challenging to get it exactly when you're dragging up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go between A and B, and we're going to physically, notice the crosshair, we're going to physically, I'm pressing my click button and I'm dragging, and I'm going to try to get 120 or as close to it as possible. I got it exactly. Notice how that filled in. Now if you double click here, it will fill it into the largest size of whatever cell has the biggest width. So we're going to select B3 to D3, and we're going to click on the mini tool and we're going to choose center. So there's B3 to D3, and the mini toolbar did not come up. So I'm going to right click, and that usually brings it up. There's our mini toolbar, and we can press center right here. Now notice that there's two sets of alignment. This is what you're used to in Word. This is left, center, and right. There is no justified in here because it's not a word processor. This up here is the vertical alignment. I usually like to use the center in here so it's in the middle of the cell. Right now everything is in the bottom of the cell. So here it wants me to go to B4 and type in 68991.12. Now if I were to type in 120, it would only display 12. So when we do go into formatting, you'll see what that does. Apparently it did not like what I did. I might have typed it wrong. So B4, I'm in B4, 68991.12, and there we go, we got it. 86894.82, incomplete action. So let's see, let's try this again. 86894.82. Okay, I am not, oh, that's because I'm in the wrong cell. I guess I need to start reading. So we'll do 6886894.82, and I'm just going to hit the right arrow key to go to the next one, 99650.58. You can also use the tab key. So I can hit the enter key, I can use an arrow key, or I can hit the tab key. So I'm going to hit the enter key this time, and we're going to go back to B5 28836. And this time I'm hitting the tab key and 22634.23. And D5 is 2282878, and the rest should fill in for you. All right, we're almost 1/3 there. Now, this is a formula. This is really not the best way to do it, but I'm going to do it that way anyway. Basically, we're saying we want to add B4 plus B5 plus B6 plus B7. That is a very long way of doing it, but we'll do it anyway. So we're in the total. We're going to hit equals, and then we're going to type in B4 plus B5 plus B6 plus B7. Don't need to hit the plus anymore. And notice how the cells get highlighted in different colors. And then I'm just going to hit the enter key. And that added up. Now notice that there's only a 1 there. That's because it's only displaying significant digits. The 0 would not really be a significant digit at this point in time. And that's where the formatting would come in, which you'll see later. So in cell C8, we're going to do the same thing, only instead of typing it in, we're going to click. So you need to start all formulas with an equal. This time, I'm just going to hit C4. I'm hitting the plus sign. C5, hitting the plus sign. C6. And now I hit an extra plus. I'll just hit the enter key. Now we're going to actually do it the right way. We're going to go in here and choose auto sum. Now if you just click on this, it's going to do the sum. If you want something different, you can see you have the sum that starts, and then you have average, count, max, and min, and a bunch of more stuff. So I'm just going to click on auto sum, and it's going to go up until it finds a non-numeric cell, which is June. Once I do that, I'm going to click enter, and that will add it for me up automatically. That is the preferred way to do it. In cell E3, which should be here, we're going to type in total, hit the enter key. With cell E4 active, click the editing group, and we're going to click on the auto sum. So now notice there's nothing going down, nothing going to the right, going up. Before, when we did this, it was going up. This is going to go left because it's going to sense and see that there's numbers there. So be careful if you have things in different directions. So I'm going to click on auto sum, and notice that it went to the left and then we'll just click on enter, and with cell E4 drag it down. That will copy it. And I'm going to explain something to you about copying. We want to go E5 to E8. Okay, now notice here it says B4 to D4. Then this is going to be B5 to D5. That's called relative references. When you go down, it's going to adjust the row down. If you go left or right, it's going to adjust the column. So just keep that in mind. With relative references, it's going to adjust it automatically, because obviously we want something different in this cell and this cell than we do for the first cell. In F3, we're going to type the word trend. And hit the enter key. And that takes care of 7. We are getting there. So now we want select the range A1 to F1. And what we're going to do is merge and center. So what that'll do, this will make this one big cell, but it'll still be A1, and then it's going to center it automatically. So normally you can right click on and choose merge. That's really more in tables, but in this particular case it's not available for you. So you're going to click on merge and center. And you can see that, notice that it made this still A1, but it made it all as one cell, and it centered the Profit Marietta. So A2 to F4, we're going to do the same thing. Or A2 to F2, we're going to click on merge and center. And now we're going to tie the title cell style. Well, that's easy. How is you do that? Just go to cell styles and find title, which happens to be right here. And we're going to do heading 1 for A2. So how do you do that? Again, go to cell styles, and you're going to find heading 1. And you can see it changed the color and made it bold and did a little bit of other stuff. Now we're going to select the range B3 to F3. So you can either click in B3 and drag it to F3, or you can click once, hold the shift key down to F3, and that will select everything in between. But what we want to do is we also want A4 to A8. So if I were to just click in it, it's going to change it to here. It's going to get rid of the selection. So I'm going to hold down my control key, and I'm just going to drag it down. So now you can see I have all of these selected here, and we want to do heading 4. So we'll go to cell styles, and we'll do heading 4. So now we're going to do again in non-adjacent cells B4 to E4. So this is B4 to E4, and then B8 to E8. So we have B8. I'm holding the key down to holding the control key down to E8, and now we're going to do the number forming. Now notice that this is 0.1, this is 0.8, and there's no commas, no anything. The accounting number is going to put in a $sign. It's going to put commas for the thousands, and it's going to put it to 2 decimal places. So this should be 832321.80. So this will do it for you automatically, and it did that. You could also go down here and the accounting, and if you go to accounting, there's all these different options, obviously, because we have to do something else in here. So we're going to do the B5 to E7. So I'm going to go B5, and I'm just going to drag down to E7. And we want to do the comma. This is the comma. So I'm going to just click on, see if it lets me do the comma over here. Actually, there is no comma. It's in a number. So it's accounting without the $sign. So we're just going to do the comma here. And that's really the same thing as accounting, only it doesn't have the $sign in here. So now we're going to select the range B8 to E8, which we've already done. We're going to do title, we're going to do the A total. So we want B8 to E8, and we'll do A total. So it's going to put a line up top and a double line on the bottom. So that looks kind of neat. In page layout, we're going to do a little theme that'll just change the look of it. So we go to page layout, and you'll be using themes and colors. So let's go to themes, and we're going to find retrospect. Now I like this because you don't have to put your mouse over it to get it. So here's retrospect, and you can see it changed the colors. So we're going to select the range A3 to D7. So A3 to D7. Notice that there's no totals in here. So you can see exercise bikes, and you see April, May, and June. And we're going to create a clustered column chart. So you can see that it really doesn't give you much information, but this is going to get done for you automatically. So you're just going to click on Insert, and they give you recommended charts. So I'm going to click on recommended charts, and it wants us to do the fifth one down, which would be a clustered column. Let's see, that's a clustered column, and we'll click on OK. And you can see how that made that chart for you automatically. So now we're going to go in the chart title, and you need to just select that, and I'm going to put in second quarter, so it gets deleted. Now, it says hit enter, but if you hit enter, it's going to actually put a blank line. The easiest thing to do is just click anywhere outside of it. Click on the inside chart border to the chart to the right of the chart. Click the chart styles. That's this. So here's our chart styles right over here. This is elements and this is filter. So let's click on chart styles. And it wants us to do the sixth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Style 6. And that's not right. Let's see. Click the sixth style. Well, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, we did the sixth style what I wanted to. Then click above the click color, under colorful, click third row. So now we want to click on color, and colorful, click the third row here, so that'll change the palette a little. And then we're going to position it. You can just drag it to A10. Now, if you can't get it where you want it, I'll leave it here. I'm probably going to not let me do it, but you can use your mouse key or your arrow keys to just drag it. So we have a few more. Select the range B4 to D7. So this is B4 to D7. And we're going to put in spark lines. And spark lines are really easy. They're just either lines or columns that you can see the kind of like the trend of it or the growth of it. So to do a spark line, just click on Insert and Spark Lines. Now here's your spark lines. So you have columns or line. We're going to do column. So it knows what we want to do for the range, but where's the location? So we're just going to select F4 to F7. And when you click on OK, it'll put these little squiggly lines in there. So now what we want to do is markers, and that will make it a little bit easier to see where things change. Whoops. And you can see how every time there's a marker, it's a change. Now we're going to go into this, and we're going to do the third row here, or the third style, and it'll just change a little bit color in there. Page Layout tab, we're going to click on Margins, and then Custom Margins. And you'll see it'll be a lot like Word, but it's going to have other features in it that are a little bit different. So we're going to go to custom margins. So you can see that it's got page, header, and footer, and sheet. So it's a little bit differently. So what it wants us to do is center this on the page. So all we have to do is click on center horizontally. And we don't have to worry about anything else. And so this will get centered for us when we print it. So now we're going to click the header and footer tab. And here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put in a file name. So we want to go to the footer. We'll just put in custom footer. And notice all the things that you have available for you. So in the left section here, we want to put in the file name, which is this. So you can hold your mouse over and you can see different things that are available. But we're just going to put in a file name. And it should put an @ or ampersand and then file. And then we're going to click on OK 2 times. Once and twice. So now we're going to go and we're going to put in the tag cardio sales on here. So we're just going to go to File. And again, Show All Properties. And this is similar to what was in Word. So we're going to put in a tag and we're going to type in cardio sales. And I'm going to hit the Enter key. And while still in Backstage View, we're going to click on Print Preview. So when you click on Print, it gives you Print Preview before you actually print it. So this is what it's going to look like. Notice that it's centered. So now we want to select the A2 to F5. So they want to just print a selection in this particular case. A2 to F5. So we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to go to File and Print. Only this time we're going to choose Print Active Sheets and we're going to print Selection. And on the Formulas tab, we're going to go and click on the formulas. Notice there's formulas here. So we'll click on Formulas and click on Show Formulas. And notice that it says sum, and all the formulas that you did in here. So now we want to auto fit point to A, column A, and drag all the way to F. So notice that there may be some things that are too wide or too small. So we're going to click over here and drag the column headings up top. Notice I'm in the actual column headings themselves. And then I'm going to double click. And that will auto fit it for me automatically. Which it did. I don't personally like that. It's a little too skinny, but that worked. So now we're going to change the orientation to landscape. And in the scale to fit, it tells us in the width, we want it to fit to 1 page. So we'll just go width, and we'll do 1 page. And that is it. So remember, when you submit it, you get this ugly white thing here, and it gets submitted. So that is everything on Simulation 1.